John 6:35, Jesus replied, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry again. Whoever believes in me will never be thirsty again. We come to the table for a purpose. It is to be filled. It is so that when we leave the table, we have something we did not have when we approached the table. When we walk away from the table, we're walking away full of something good. If you go to the table and there's something that is not good, you probably won't walk away full because you didn't want it. So when we go to the church seeking something that we're not supposed to get from the church, we walk away with a growling stomach and a hangry attitude. But when we go to the table seeking Jesus, we walk away filled. And so it's important that we find our seat at the table. So, we've got chairs at a table. You know, maybe you're at the head of the table. You got a lot of dads around here. It's kind of a natural thing. We're like, I'm going to sit at the head of the table. That's, you know, you get older and you start thinking like, oh yeah, now this is my spot, Dad. You know, then you invite your dad over to your house, right? And you purposely stop and wait to see where he's going to sit. Because what you really want to do is to watch him and catch his eye when he looks at the head and goes, and then in submission and defeat, walks to another seat at the table and you're like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then you pull that chair out and you're like, honey, sweet tea, right? And that's how it absolutely does not work in my head. My dad had a maid, I'll tell you that. Well, he still does. He's alive. But it's just him and my mom now. So there's like no little people to boss around. And so growing up, he liked tea. He would drink tea in these really tall glasses or plastic cups or whatever. And so he got all this ice in there in his tea, and he'd be drinking his tea, you know, and he would just kind of hold it up and kind of like shake it, you know, move it around, swish it. You can hear the kind of, you know, sound. You can't tell how full or how empty it is. Now, I'll tell you this, remind you this. I'm the youngest of 4, so I have 2 older sisters and an older brother, and then there is the chosen one. So growing up, you know, my older sisters were a lot older than me. My mom, her love language is acts of service and gifts. She loves to serve people. She loves to give things to people. She loves to do that. I still go to my mom's house, and she's going to ask me 30 times if I'm hungry. And I'm still going to go and stand in her fridge and look at it, even if I'm not hungry, just because I want to run my dad's bill up. And so I'm looking around to wreak havoc. But she's going to ask me, you hungry, baby? You hungry? You want me to make something? I'm just going to no, you don't have to. No, what do you want? Like, I don't know, maybe some fried chicken. Or like, I can make a big old meal. But, what's he even talking about? Anyway, so my mom has this heart and this act of serving, right? So, naturally, a lot of that gets pushed down onto her kids as well. And so my sisters kind of took on some of that too. My oldest sister would do that when they would help our mom with stuff around the house and help with dinner, and me and my brother and my dad would just kind of plop on the table when it's time to eat, and we'd eat. And then they would all leave, and then I would stay, because again, slow eater. So I would stay and be alone at the table while they finished cleaning this up. So my dad would do this, and I didn't really pay attention to what he was doing. I didn't care either. But he would switch his cup around, and my mom would, oh, baby, was more tea? Oh, yes, please, you know, and they'd go give him some more tea, or my sisters would just get up and give some tea. And I remember the day, it was me, my brother, my dad, and my mom at home, because that's all that was left at home. And sitting on the table one day, and my dad's like messing with his tea, and we're just like, dude, what's your problem? Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your cup? And he's just kind of like, it didn't work anymore. And he's just like, I'm out of tea. And I'm like, that sounds like a personal problem. And we're like, I'm almost out of corn. Like, I don't know what you want me to do there, Dad. You know, I'll get it. We're just like, sorry, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree, bro. Like, it's not going to happen that way anymore. And I don't know what any of that had to do with anything, but it was fun. And so, we got to learn to take our seat at the table. Now, I believe, in the table, in the church at the table, so we're talking about the church, we're talking about the table, there are a few specific seats, a few specific chairs at that table. The first chair is for those who are far from God. They've walked in the church, they don't know the Lord. They have not accepted Jesus as their Savior. Or they don't know anything about it, or it's been a religious thing for them in the past. They've never learned what it means to have Jesus as their Savior in a relational way. That chair is for them. As the church, as the body, as we are continuing to build this church, this body, we should look and expect to have about a third of our church be consisted of people who are far from God. People who have not yet trusted and believed in Jesus as their Savior. They belong at the table. They have a seat at the table. A lot of times we think, oh, you're not a Christian yet, so your seat is over here. When you make Jesus your Savior, then drag your chair on over and you can sit down at the table where we will judge you and see if you really belong here at the table, right? And I don't want to knock Christians in the body because it's everywhere and it's great in some places and not great, and we all succeed and we all fail, right? So we got to forgive ourselves as much as we want others to forgive others. Like, don't knock on other Christians too much for judging people, because then you're judging them. You know what I'm saying? So if you want grace out of people, you've got to be willing to give grace to people. So if you expect certain people to be all forgiving and loving and graceful, then you've got to be that way to them too, even if they don't deserve it. Because that's the definition